when I got fired.
George did not get fired. He quit.
You guys should fight right now.
I swear to God, Bobby Lee, you stalk my co-host.
Yeah. Who's your partner? He's the newest. You might want to give him his 2-week notice.
Did you know your daddy's an idiot?
Funnily enough, this is a topic I actually found from Impaulsive.
That guy eats tampons.
I love Impaulsive. Man, look. This is going to be unnecessary dick riding. I'm going to tell you this right now. Right? Impaulsive is what I call a nigga, right? It's a white man who just have nigga aura, or who acts like a nigga. He's a nigga. I love Impaulsive, bro. Impaulsive content is so entertaining. I think he used to do movie reviews when he first started, bro. I think, or I'm confusing him with another YouTuber, bro. I love Impaulsive.
Saying that there is no shade being thrown, there is no juicy, spicy drama that I'm having with other YouTubers here. This is merely picking up the trails of what another YouTuber discovered, and me looking a little bit deeper.
A little bit deeper, digging, swimming.
So a couple of days ago, world-renowned, world-famous YouTuber Impaulsive uploaded a video talking about the situation with Logan Paul and George Janko. Impaulsive, if you don't know, is another comment.
What score?
Incredibly wealthy. I think he's got around $15 billion in his bank account. He also has this funny little mustache as well. Okay, now, when Impaulsive made this video, he unlisted it pretty quickly. After unlisting that video, he followed up immediately with a video basically explaining why he removed the original video, basically saying he glossed over some topics and he should have looked into it more.
Yesterday, I posted a video, and then 3 hours later, I took down that video. The real truth of it is, I glossed over incredibly important stuff.
When you unlist a video, I think you still get paid for it too,
and fell for very shallow basic receipts that were provided in an awesome TikTok video that Logan Paul made.
I mean, the way he dealt with that was great. You know, he unlisted the video because he thought it was wrong. It's still there for people to, you know, publicly watch.
Is it loud or is it me, bro? Is it me or is it loud as hell, bro? Is it loud as hell? That shit going to the yellow, spiking. Damn.
Look into it. We've all made mistakes on this platform. Like, for example, me with the Fallout TV show.
Me?
And the
Fallout TV show?
Beef, where I mispronounced some of the albums. Metro's Boot. And no one is ever going to let that go. But
yeah.
What Impaulsive was researching, I found it really interesting, and I dived into a huge rabbit hole looking into it. This concerns some big players, like I said, George Janko, Logan Paul, Mike Milak, and Bobby Lee.
All right. He's a hoe. Hold on, let's see it. Let's list this down, bro. Let's list this down. This list goes down by wholeness. The higher you are, the higher of a hoe that you are. He's a hoe. He's a hoe. He's a hoe, and he's not a hoe, bro. He's not a hoe. I like George, bro. He's a good Christian man, bro. Bro, what did Bobby Lee do?
Bobby Lee, I actually have talked about this guy before on my channel, but that was years and years ago. Do you remember that review I did of KSI's comedy film with the biggest quotation marks imaginable? Bobby Lee was actually in that film, and now it's going to come full circle that I'm talking about him on the Slop channel. Now, if you know, Logan Paul has a podcast called Impaulsive.
Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. Worst mistake of my fucking life, right? I used to listen to Impaulsive heavy. Worst mistake of my fucking life. That shit. I don't know. My friend was like, yo, you should go watch Impaulsive. It's such a good podcast. After that, bro, I don't know if you're watching this, man. You know who you are. Your name starts with an M. After that, bro, I never took your advice ever. I never took your advice after that, bro.
Floyd's gonna beat his fucking ass.
It's kind of like the podcast I do, to be honest.
And so they've started to smell their own farts.
I'm not touching the low-hanging fruit there.
Oh, fucking piece of shit. Fuck you. I could hear him silently smirk as soon as you said that.
That didn't even cross my mind. Holy shit.
But it's not a bunch of old people speaking over each other. It's a bunch of billionaires speaking over each other. Now, Logan hosts Impaulsive with Mike Milak. Now, I would consider that Mike and Logan have a better relationship than Logan with his brother Jake. I mean, to be fair, honestly, at this point, Logan Paul probably defends Prime more than he does his brother Jake. Now, Mike
Logan,
is someone who's known for...
Bro, this nigga Logan Paul just fucking hates Jake, bro.
A book
like
that he really wanted you to buy. You better buy that book.
I just want to sell out this book. The Fifth Vital, available right now on it.
And also...
Yeah, fuck your book.
Dating Lana Rhodes, who does a bit of the adult film stuff.
How does he live with himself? Hold on, bro. Hold on. This nigga dates Lana Rhodes? I've seen every hole in her body. He dates Lana Rhodes? Bro, I nutted to your girlfriend in middle school. Matter of fact, to be exact, I nutted and son of it got on my phone. It broke my phone, bro. You're dating Lana Rhodes? You fucking disgusting fuck. Ew.
But Impaulsive, a while ago, used to have a third host, a permanent host, and that was George Janko. Now, George has got a lot of hate. He's always been
The Nina shit, he's still married to Nina, though. That's the thing.
Like Logan Paul clinger on because, you know, he's mostly known nowadays for being a host of the Impaulsive podcast until he left. But originally, back in the day, he was actually pretty big on Vine. He had around 500,000 followers, which if you do the inflation reference to, like, you know, Vine followers to TikTok followers, that's about 7 billion followers. And of course, because he came from Vine, which all these people did, he did a lot of collabs back on Vine with Logan. Were they funny? Were they hilarious? What do you think, bro, is Vine?
Yo, you like this shirt on me? Yeah, it looks good. No, I'm not feeling it.
Oh my god,
I found it myself.
And when the Vine Exodus originally happened,
I almost laughed. That shit, I ain't gonna lie, he got me there. That shit was a good, I almost laughed right there.
Happened and everyone left. He went onto YouTube with Logan and he got a pretty big following. And then in around 2020, he started appearing pretty regularly on Logan Paul's podcast show, Impaulsive. And one thing you probably notice is why does every single YouTuber on the entire planet end up becoming a podcaster? Because they've realized, and trust me, I've known this from personal experience, you put in about 1/10 of the effort you do in a YouTube video and you get paid around 100 times more.
Like,
I mean, think about it. These
Hey guys, RentJPG here. Did you know that 85% of you guys aren't subscribed? What are you doing right now? Click that button and don't miss out on 2 to 3 videos a week. Let's get back into the video.
To put out on the main channel, the next one's going to be like 16 hours long. I'll probably get a sponsor for it that like barely breaks even, or I could just sit there on a podcast playing Fortnite, not really paying attention, and probably make 10 times the amount of money that the Darkwood video would ever make. And this is where we introduce.
So chat, the next move when we get famous is to make a podcast. Copy. Y'all gonna listen to the JPG podcast? It's gonna be me, Sav, giving y'all strategies on how to be a better YouTuber. Like shit, y'all gonna listen? We're gonna give y'all the keys.
Introduce the biggest player in the story, Bobby Lee. Now, Bobby Lee
why
is a
is Bobby Lee
comedian
important?
and an actor. Like I said, he's been in great works like KSI and Casper Lee, Laid in America, an amazing film. Truly one of the greats. Now, Bobby Lee is someone who I never really invested time into. I never looked into, but I've seen him everywhere. You know when you're like doom scrolling TikTok at 3 in the morning and you see people that basically just stole a clip from someone else and they put like GTA gameplay at the bottom of like someone...
bro, every time I see Bobby Lee, they're always making fun of him about having a dead family member. I'm not gonna say what dead family member it is, but bro, that shit be having me dying, bro. I laugh at the expense of his dead family member at times, bro. That shit be funny as fuck.
Going down a hill. A lot of those clips might actually be a podcast. And on that podcast, you might have Bobby Lee, you know, just talking about some bizarre life story. I think one of his most viral stories, you probably have seen it, is him talking about this weird situation where someone touched him that had Down syndrome.
When I was 9, I got molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
Don't laugh, Brandon.
That really does bring a whole new level to the TikTok comment section saying, I'm going to touch you. Now, he's known for a lot of things. You know, he's worked with Mad TV, Pineapple Express, The Dictator as well with Sacha Baron Cohen. And he's even going to appear in the upcoming Borderlands film.
He's going to be in the Borderlands film?
Because he does actually have this channel called Bobby Lee. And he was a gamer. He uploaded like 2 gaming videos 10 years ago. So I'm going to call him a gamer.
People don't realize this, but this is the exact amount of people that go to a Creed concert. 450.
One thing I do want to say as well that's completely wild, looking at these videos of Bobby Lee like 10 years ago and looking at him now, he looks the exact same. Believe me, I'm a 27-year-old man. That wall is coming for me any day now. I'm going to wake up one morning, get out of my bed, look in the mirror. I'm just going to look like Gollum. He's known most nowadays for his podcast, Tiger Belly, and his other very popular podcast, which he hosts with Andrew Santino. That one being called Bad Friends. Now, whenever I've seen clips of Bobby, I've always thought, oh, it's the guy that told the Down syndrome story, Lamau. But every time I go into the comment sections,
let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest. If you were in Bobby Lee's situation and a guy with Down syndrome touched you, what would you do? Me personally, I'll hurt his feelings. I'll hurt their feelings. All I have to say is that, wait, nah, if I do that, bro, they'll get angry, and you know how they get. You know how they get when they get angry. They get super strength. Never mind. You really can't do nothing about that,
I
bro.
always see that people are calling him out, saying that he's a creep. He
He's
tells
a
really
crip.
bizarre stories and also
Really bizarre
sexually
stories?
harassing multiple people. Now, I'm going to put that
He
in the filing cabinet for a minute
people?
because we will definitely get back to that. That is the main
SH?
focus of the video. But to give context, I want to talk about the situation with Loverboy Logan and Loverboy George. Now, George isn't on the podcast anymore. Big shock. Mostly because George felt, and to be fair, you could kind of tell in clips, he was becoming the punching bag more and more in the episodes. He's being talked over. No one really cared about him.
But he was screwing it all up.
Yeah. I was actually in pain. Thanks for remembering that episode. But you just shitted on me. Now the whole comments.
Well, now I'm trying to bring it back.
Fuck up everything.
And things between Logan and George started to get really, really awkward. Now, one thing I've noticed watching a lot
We
of
know the
podcasts,
backstory.
it seems that
But for people who don't
format
know.
seems to work the best. If you add 3, it gets a little bit confusing. If you add 4, it becomes very confusing. Any more than that, it is
Don't talk
basically
to my
just
tribal
inoperable.
shit,
It's
fuck
like
that.
an Xbox Modern Warfare lobby with everyone screaming slurs at each other.
What do you want to use? You tell me you want
Oh wait, hold on.
I mean, from personal experience, the podcast I do with Dolan, Nerd, and Colossal, like, there's 4 of us, and we have the added difficulty of us not being in the same room, having lag, because one of us is in Mexico, one of us is in America, one of us is in Australia, one of us is in the UK, and unfortunately, because Discord has a bit of input delay,
Sounds
we
like
end up
my
speaking over each
gameplay.
other, like, it can
Basic
be hell,
ass-
but
basic
still,
ass COD
we make
lobby.
it work. I know podcasters use a lot of cheat codes, like Joe Rogan, for example. Whenever he has a host on, he purposely messes with the host's headphones so they can actually hear their own voice when they talk, and they do that on purpose because when someone else speaks, they can also hear that, to the point that your brain gets so like frazzled you can't continue the conversation.
Bro.
So talking over someone is basically impossible.
Bro, when I talk and I hear myself talk, I get so confused. Like I had to talk behind, and I had to talk in a lag.
You know, George had it really hard.
You ever
and
lose
could
in
say,
Fort and call
maybe
them the
he's not
hard R?
But I've seen various clips on the podcast where, you know, people are just facing away from George, almost like he's like a random viewer that broke in,
Like,
and everyone's kind of like too awkward
they
to
used
ask
to
him to leave,
disrespect
so he
him,
just
bro.
sits there, even though he was an actual host. And Logan definitely promoted like the bullying of George because it was content. I mean, even people like, you know, Shaquille
Terrible
O'Neal
ass human.
jumping in on George, but when the poor guy is just trying to, you know, add something to the
Like,
dialogue.
this nigga Logan Paul, bro, I know why he's famous, but he's a terrible ass person. Like, terrible person, bro. If he wasn't an internet personality, bro, I don't know what he'll be, bro. Like, he's just a terrible person.
Hold on. You ain't gonna ask me a question? Oh, damn.
He waits. He likes to wait until he's got the Bro, you tapped me in play mode and I broke my hand. What happens if I ask the wrong question and you punch me? Listen, man, I read the Bible a lot when they talk about David and Goliath. I've never seen a giant. And so, like, I'm literally just, I'm a little taken.
You've been sitting over here for 30 minutes and that's all you can freaking say? Fucking kidding me.
And George didn't like this because, you know,
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny, bro. Yo, and somebody just need to bully that nigga Logan Paul, bro. A homeless
and
person.
everyone was putting him down. I'm not saying he's a saint. I mean, believe me, if you're involved in Logan Paul's inner circle, you
Type
probably
shit,
got
you not
some
a
skeletons
saint.
in your
You
closet.
you
but
probably
all of
touched a
this
couple of
escalated
kids.
in episode
I did not mean that at all.
351. This was the episode with Bobby Lee. Mike even said on the Tiger Belly podcast recently that episode was actually so bad it ruined a lot of people's lives. Now, the Bobby Lee episode, you probably haven't
Wait,
even
it
heard of
ruined
it because
people's
they've done their
lives?
best to try to bury it because it is genuinely one of the worst podcast episodes of all time. Many podcast hosts' biggest fear is,
Wait,
you know,
people
not
lost-
having enough
people-
to talk about, but here they talk about
How
too
bad
much.
is
They-
it?
They go into way too much detail. And obviously, like I said before with George, the dynamic in this episode was even worse because, you know, Bobby was basically just sat facing away from George the entirety of the time. This then leads to George thinking, uh-oh, I'm in an episode as a host and I am saying nothing here. Like, no
Why
one
is he
cares
touching
about what
him
I'm
like
saying.
that?
Boys, I got it. I'm going to do a monologue. And when I do the monologue, people are going to put it on TikTok with the GTA car gameplay going down the ramp at the bottom. And it's going to get lots of views. So it basically talks about trying to find himself. And this is also mixed in with a bunch of comedic bits in between. And then Bobby, who is a guest, by the way, not a host, immediately jumps on George's back, roasting him, basically saying that he's an absolute vibe killer.
Honestly, if I was not Christian,
Ah, man. Yeah, that does kill the vibe, but why the fuck does he have an opinion in something? Shut the fuck up. You're a guest. You fucking... God stop me from being racist at times, bro. But, yo, shut up. Like, shut up. Your opinion does not matter. We're here to ask you questions, and you're here to answer the questions, not conversate.
Long monologue.
He was just waiting.
Let me just say something. I loved what you were saying. It was just very long.
It was
Yeah, we
very
just
long,
need
yeah.
writers to edit that down. Monologue.
Usually when I do my comedy, I don't have writers in the room.
Okay, I can tell.
That was funny. That was funny.
Now, some people did.
Some guys are afraid to be themselves around other guys, bro.
Bro, you're sat next to a comedian, a funny man, and you're asking the funny man to.
He's not even that funny.
That's kind of
bro. He's not even that. He's not even that funny. In my opinion, Bobby Lee is not that funny. He just used a lot of shock humor.
But other people tried to add, basically saying George doesn't really get to speak a lot on the episode. He really is just being used as a punching bag. Because we know for a fact, if Logan ended up being the punching bag on his own podcast, he would not have that. He would walk out. He would quit his podcast. And then this all accumulates to the infamous part where George basically rage quits the lobby. He leaves, disconnects, and doesn't come back for the rest of the episode.
Stand on business.
Out. Yeah, I know.
George has been under a tremendous amount of abuse. No, stop, George. I want you over here with me. George, I want you over here with me.
Yo, I don't think the nigga who's fucking Lano Rhodes on the daily should be talking, bro. Every man in that room seen your girl butt booty naked taking 3 BBCs up the ass. Stop talking. Stop talking, bro. I literally seen Lano Rhodes take Jason Love and Johnny Sins at the same time, just getting completely demolished, just like that. Just like that, bro. Stop talking, bro. Your opinion does not matter, bro. I feel like the minute you start dating a corn star, your opinion is invalid about relationships or a personal life, bro. You literally have to deal with niggas talking about your like that, just like that. Have her bent over like this. You literally have to deal with her war stories. And I know Lana Rhodes got some crazy ass war stories. She probably told him about the time she had a threesome with 3 big ass BBCs, Big Sean size, bro. I know it.
You find him, George. No, go get him. Go get him.
And then Bobby adds fuel to the fire, just calling him a bitch boy, saying like that's so unprofessional. That's so cringe. Now, although I have talked about this many times, how, you know, this new wave of influencers online, they are masters at clickbaiting. They will purposely overreact because they know that someone's going to clip it.
I be clickbaiting. I ain't gonna lie.
That's the reason why you.
Yo, Lance Rant. Yo, I be clickbaiting sometimes, bro. I be lying like hell sometimes, bro.
Reacting to content, and they just completely overreact and scream and shout to like the most mid clips imaginable because they think, okay, this is kind of mid, but also monetizable because then people clip it and I get famous and I get money.
You get money.
I like money. And although that being said, I'm doing like the Star Trek thing. What the hell? And although that being said, I do genuinely think that
makes
George,
fun of me for
rage
being
quitting,
like, man,
F4ing to the desktop, that was real. That wasn't staged. He was genuinely tilted, and that was like months and months of just rage building up within him. Now, although we should wrap it up there and be like, oh, it's a little bit of light trolling, that's it. Bobby was doing some really weird things to George that a lot of people seem to, you know, just completely gloss over. He was asking George at one point to like smell his junk, his below, his down here regions. Smelling that, and he even keeps trying to grab Mike's penis like throughout the episode. He even tried to pull out his own schlong in the episode and get Mike to touch it.
No, smell. You gotta smell it. So you're gonna fucking smell my dick, and it's not gay. So here.
And he did it? I'm trying to think of something that's not really bad that I could get canceled for. First of all, as a man, why are you smelling another man's dick? You feel me? I'm not even trying to be funny. Why are you smelling it? And then why are you yo, this Diddy ass nigga is trying to force another man to smell his dick. He might as well be on the list. Be on the Epstein list, bro.
I have to grab your head.
No.
And apparently as well, during the podcast, there was worse stuff that Bobby did, but the producers cut it out. And in turn, it's made George look like he was just completely overreacting, even though there is a lot of context missing.
Who was the first person that jumped off the couch and said, George just left, that was not good, we have to fix the situation?
But did they not cut shit that you should have stood up for me and said, hey, you can't cut that shit? You're gonna make him look like an idiot for leaving.
Yeah, bro. I don't know why he expected the nigga who's fucking a porn star to stand up for his friend, bro. He got no fucking morals. He don't give a fuck about his life, bro. He walks every day. He wakes up. He thinking that he's getting good pussy. He's getting overused pussy, bro. He's getting overused pussy. I don't think why you expected that nigga to stand up for you. That nigga don't give a fuck about his life. Cause if he did, he wouldn't be fucking Lana Rhodes, bro. Like George, please, you're making Christians look bad, bro. Why would you expect somebody like that to defend you? Right? I'm trying to think about something funny, but I can't think about something funny, bro. That nigga's just weird, bro. Like what goes through his mind when he's fucking Lana Rhodes? Like, bro, does he think about the other dudes, bro? Does he think about the other dudes that fucked her? Like, does he think about the times he beat his meat to her? Bro, like, what goes through his mind? I want to know. I want to know.
Numerous times on the show,
Numerous
caught
times?
things that we believe will protect the integrity or reputation of the guest.
That protected nobody but him.
Type shit.
You know, there's no videos online of Bobby giving Logan, you know, the sucky special. I would love the scenario
What do you
where
think Drake's gonna do? Kill Kendrick like he did X, or is he gonna end his career? Nothing. The last time he got exposed for having a son, he denied it, right? Then went on a song and he didn't even diss Pusha T back. He still has yet to respond to Pusha T. Drake ain't doing nothing. He's not doing nothing. like bro. Like I don't even think he should be worried, bro. Kendrick is not worried about that nigga. Drake know he lost. Drake won one battle and he lost the entire war after that.
grab one hand like this, one hand like this, bring it towards me.
Hold on, bro.
Stirring it. Scenario where I grab videos online.
Protect the integrity or reputation of the guest.
That protected nobody but him.
You know, there's no videos online of Bobby giving Logan, you know, the sucky special. I would love the scenario where I grab one hand like this, one hand like this, bring it towards me, stirring it like a pot, like a cauldron, a beautiful elixir, and then suddenly, that is what I would love to do today. You know, there's nothing like that.
That's that gay shit
The
I've
only
been talking
confirmation
about.
we really have is George himself saying there was more stuff there, but to protect Bobby, it was cut out.
To protect
now, after
Bobby.
that episode, things got a lot more rocky between George
We know
and
you
Logan.
and Sav
Even at one
be
point having
doing
this
shit.
dialogue talking
Me
about
and who?
religion, Christianity,
Sav?
because George himself is very religious. And during
Type
this
shit.
dialogue, which basically boiled
That'd
down
be
into,
fucking
I
Christian.
will speak over you now very loudly, Logan did eventually retract his comments.
I made some pretty out of line comments. The following 3 weeks have been the hardest period of my fucking life.
And the funny thing is, guess what episode Logan retracted his comments?
Yeah, let's go back, bro. Let's look at this nigga Logan face. This is not the face of a person who's serious. This nigga's not even taking this situation seriously. Like, he thinks it's all fun and jokes right now. He thinks it's all fun and games, bro. He's not taking this situation seriously, bro. Your friend just walked out on a show and you just don't give a fuck, bro. He's not, bro.
Of my fucking life.
And the funny thing is, guess what episode Logan retracted his comments on? The Crypto Zoo episode. The one
Crypto
thing
Zoo
that's still
episode?
been following Logan Paul to this day that he refused.
Yo, I made 3 videos about Crypto Zoo. I made 3 videos about Crypto Zoo 1 year ago. Do y'all friends ever, bro? Is it what? Nah, bro. I don't. Me and my homies, we been stopped grabbing each other asses, bro. We only do that from time to time as a joke, bro. And we don't even like, bro. What? We don't do that. Anyways, bro. Logan Paul, bro. We made 3 videos about you, Crypto Zoo. 3 videos, bro. 3 videos. One of my most viewed videos of that year. Let's be exact. Actually, never mind. I lied, right? But Logan Paul, you need to get paid them niggas back, bro. You need to pay. Bro, I be hearing what them girls. But Logan Paul, it's been a year. When will I get my Crypto Zoo money back? I don't even own Crypto Zoo, but I'm speaking for the people who got Crypto Zoo.
To address. Now, eventually,
Facts
early
just
last
say
year,
it.
George, you know, just fully left the podcast.
Tight
He
shit.
left his podcast and he started a new one called the George Janko Show. Is that
George
the most
Janko.
mid-name for a podcast imaginable? Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. But to be
But
fair,
it works.
Impulsive was, you know, Logan
TMI
Paul,
don't exist
Impulsive,
and
the
female
Japanese
franchise.
forest. You get it. You get it.
We know what
He's
y'all do.
Impulsive, Lamau. Same reason that we call the podcast,
Impulsive.
to be honest. If you know, you know. Now, what a lot of people do when they get their own platform, they use said platform to cry. They don't directly cry. They throw a lot of shade, which is what George did for a lot of the episodes, basically saying, you know, did he leave? Was he fired? And that is until he had Logan Paul's conjoined twin on the show, Mike Milak.
Logan Paul, biggest dick rider. This nigga, bro. If I had a penny for every time Logan Paul got his dick sucked by Mike, I'll be a rich ass nigga right now, bro. bro. Ever since I've been watching Impaulsive, bro, all the time, bro. This is a visual representation, bro. A visual representation. What he does. This is what he does for Logan Paul, right? Sometimes he bend over and just take it. He just take it. He just take it like that. You feel me? Ever since I started watching Impaulsive, bro, this nigga been sucking dick. He's been sucking dick, bro. He's been sucking dick.
Here he claims that loads of stuff was edited out to make him look worse. You know, part of the podcast with Bobby Lee.
I'm guilty of spreading rumors and talking shit, not
stood
gonna
up for me
lie.
and said, hey, you can't cut that shit. That's gonna make him look like an idiot for leaving.
Even the episode where Mike appeared on Tiger Belly, which is Bobby Lee's podcast, part of that was cut out as well.
You saw me. I went on Bobby's show.
Yeah, right. And they cut around it. You said that.
Well, I have no control over that.
So look, if I had a podcast and it's uncensored as fuck, like nothing's getting cut out, how would y'all feel? That would be a W fucking podcast. We'll blur out the slurs. You feel me? But it'll be like the real. That's a good ass name. Where people know the real you type shit. That's a good ass
Apparently
name.
reaching out and saying, hey, you know that energy drink that's really popular, Celsius? Don't take a sponsor with them because I own an energy drink company and it's called Prime.
Not only was I controlled and pushed around on Impaulsive, but then
Celsius?
Logan's making
But
calls
nowadays,
and
I don't give
directing
a
my
fuck.
show. That's not okay.
What's that about?
I'll
He
just
told me
say
that I
it.
couldn't take Celsius.
He also goes on to say he would never grow as a person in that environment. Apparently Impaulsive was just losing money overall and he just wasn't being paid.
When Logan came after me for my religion, the show hit rock bottom and we weren't getting paid.
But it's not all bad. He says he was very grateful for his time on Impaulsive and he doesn't even hate Bobby Lee. He just thinks that episode just had a really shit outcome. Now,
it was a terrible episode, bro.
Next. Logan Paul booted up TikTok and Jesus Christ, I don't know who he's sucking off on TikTok. I don't even follow the guy. But every fifth scroll I see whenever I open TikTok, it'll always be Logan Paul. He'll be here in the corner of the screen and it'll be a green screen showing some like court document or something he's reacting to. I'm actually just sick of seeing it at this point. I'm hopefully making this video.
So I know Prime got sued for being a fake energy drink. We all know this.
Out of my For You page. Now
we all know this, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Let me tell y'all something, bro. I drunk Prime one time, bro. My chest started. That was my first time drinking Prime, bro. Red Bull, Monster, bro, even Raptor energy drink never did that to me. The first time I drunk Prime, my blood sugar went up, bro. That shit was too fucking sweet. My blood sugar went up. I had to throw that shit. Bro, I was fucked up because I gave it to a homeless man. I was about to throw it in the trash, but I gave it to a homeless man, bro. That's all you heard, bro. All you heard for 3 hours, bro. My chest was beating out my fucking chest.
Start to realize
My
that
heart
Logan
was
is
beating out my
beating around the
fucking
bush
chest.
with a lot of topics. In particular, how Bobby Lee was basically, you know, just straight up sexually harassing these guys
Yeah,
on
that
his
was
podcast.
SH.
So what he does in typical Logan Paul PR fashion is he changes the argument. It's not about that anymore because that's bad. Sex stuff that could be lost to. I'm already dealing with crypto zoo. Instead, let's talk about George being paid. Let's bring up an argument I know I can definitely win. So then everyone gets distracted by that and then thinks I'm the good guy, at least for you know, the
They
next
spike
month or
your
so.
shit.
So what he
Nah, bro. Nah, bro. It was unopened. You know something's unopened when you hear that seal breaks, bro. That shit was unopened, bro. My chest was fucking hurting, bro. I was grabbing my shit like this. I was scared and shit, bro. Don't drink Prime. Don't drink Prime, bro. I'm not taking, bro. Look, I'm not gonna take a sponsorship that I don't support, bro. If I get a Red Bull sponsor, okay, I'm gonna take it. If I get a coffee sponsor, I'm gonna take it. But if I get a Prime sponsor, I don't care if Kai Cenat sponsored by Prime. I don't care if Gideon. I don't care if I Show Speed is sponsored by Prime, nigga. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. Celsius, bro. I love Celsius, bro. But Prime? I'm not gonna push it to my audience, bro. It's like a heart attack in a fucking bottle. It's like diabetes in a bottle, bro.
Does is shows texts from George, and it's really cherry picking to kind of build this narrative that, you know, he's basically in the right and George is just a flat out liar. And then in the last 20 seconds of the video, he barely apologizes to George.
I should not have mocked his beliefs. I apologize for that. I should have stuck up for him with Bobby Lee, and I definitely should
Logan
have
Paul
had his back
PR
more,
team
like,
fucking sucks.
If anything, Logan actually apologized more in that religious debate they had during the Crypto Zoo episode, more than what he did in this TikTok. You know, maybe someday they'll resolve their dispute, that they'll hug and they'll kiss, or they might just do what KSI and Logan did. Hate each other until they realize they can make more money by being mates. But what I do want to make the focus on now is Bobby
they still
Lee
hate each
and
other.
his quite
I don't think his
bad
PR team
behavior.
likes
the stuff
him.
I've seen this guy do
Damn
is
right.
basically only found in the depths of VR chat and nowhere else. Now, obviously, a lot of what George said, it's just his words against Logan.
I remember one time I went on VR chat off stream, bro, and niggas were having e-sex, bro. Titties all flopping and shit, big ass furry cock in my face, bro. That was the last time I ever went on VR chat off stream, bro. Don't use VR chat.
And Bobby's and pretty much everyone else's. There's no proof.
Don't use
but
VR
there are
chat.
multiple compilations on YouTube of Bobby, you know, hugging, kissing, and like touching various, you know, news anchors, hosts. I say this a lot as a... It's not that deep, but he was actually touching people. And the funny thing is about Bobby, when he realized that he went too far with this stuff, he'd be like, oh, I lived in Europe for a bit. That's how people were, Lamau. You know, when he realizes he's pushed the boat out too far, he then tries to basically say, oh, it was all a bit. It was all a bit, guys. But obviously, you can only say it's a bit so many times until people kind of realize,
like, it can't be a bit.
You're a little bit weird. There's even this one interview that is just really awkward. And you can tell that there's a news anchor that's like really uncomfortable with Bobby and actually tries to, you know, move away from him. Mostly because he wanted to kiss her ankle bones. What?
Yeah, you know.
This nigga is worse than the feet nigga. He's an ankle nigga. He's an ankle nigga. You know what that means, right? When he sees ankles, the most easily seen thing on the human body, he gets hard off of it, bro. He's weird.
You want me to do it again? What am I? What? Where are you going?
And then he basically get up out of his seat and
that shit not even funny.
Sit back down. And then basically just this weird ultimatum that, like, you know, if you don't come back, if you don't sit down in this chair right now, I am never coming onto this show again.
You're being so rude right now. Sit down. I apologize. My bad. I'm sorry.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You don't theme for guests that much, bro. I wouldn't sit down.
All right. If you get up again, I swear to God, I'm never gonna come back here.
I mean, I'll be honest, it's a pretty pathetic threat, a pretty pathetic ultimatum. If anything, it kind of reminds me of the people in the COD lobbies that say, you know, if you steal my kill, I'm leaving the clan. And even though she's really uncomfortable, she still, you know, through the power of persuasion, through Bobby Lee, she sits back down on the couch. And then at one point, she even like covers with her coat.
Hold on, let me lock in, bro. Fuck this food. Let me lock in. All fours, he ran to it, bro. Let's go back. Let's see the play-by-play. Let's see the play-by-play. He ran to it. He went down like he's praying. He ran down like he's on the prayer mat praying to Allah. He's like, bro, no, he went down like hold on, bro. He went down like a Muslim praying. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Eyes locked in. Eyes locked into his target, chat. Y'all see that? Oh hell no, this nigga tripping.
Even like covers.
He's not right in his mind.
With her coat to stop Bobby from touching her. It's so awkward. There's even a story involving Theo Von. If you don't know Theo Von, he's one of those podcast hosts that even though he's like in his 50s, he is the master of clickbaiting. Basically, you start a podcast, just pretend that you're like, you know, borderline 10 IQ, 1 intelligence stat in Fallout New Vegas. You know the one where the guy tells you like when you pick it, he's like, oh my god, you're actually a fucking moron.
I fixed up your head as best I knew how. I guess I missed a spot.
Damn.
He is the god of clickbaiting. Now, I had no
bro,
idea
Theo
who Theo
Von
Von
is
was.
funny as hell,
honest,
bro.
For the longest time, I actually thought he was Miley Cyrus's dad. So that just shows how out of touch I am. But he told a story to Theo Von called the Tiana story. And then in this story, he talks about how he took advantage of a child prostitute to have sex with.
There was a girl that she...
Is this nigga worse than Diddy? I think this nigga's worse than Diddy. You feel me? At least Diddy did his shit in secret. This nigga's openly telling people. He has to be worse than Diddy. This nigga is worse than Diddy. We found somebody worse than Diddy. He's probably worse than Epstein. Nah.
Seems scared. Yeah. That's the one I wanted. Oh.
Yo, this nigga's uncomfortable. You know how much it takes to make Theo Von uncomfortable?
And then, in his own words, the child cries the entire time. So Bobby has to speed it up to get it over with.
And I look at her face and she's crying. So I do what any good guy would do. I start power fucking her. So because I want to get it over with.
And then when he got backlash for saying that, because Wow, really? You'd get backlash for saying that? Really? What a world we live in. Now, apparently the law behind this joke came all the way back in 2013. Now, apparently the law behind this joke came all the way back in 2013, where apparently he mixed two bad jokes together, and it ended up metamorphosizing into that joke. And you're probably wondering, what two jokes?
This nigga fused two bad jokes together and made a super bad joke. He made a super bad joke, bro. This nigga, bro, what? Yo, what?
Did he
bro,
mix
that wasn't
in the
even
lab
funny,
to
bro.
create that abomination? Well, the first one was apparently having sex with a 12-year-old girl that looked like Natalie Portman. Specifically the movie Leon the Professional, which unfortunately is a very good film. I only watched it because I think it was in like the top 50 IMDb films of all time. And now I can't even watch that film anymore because of what Bobby Lee said. If anyone's wondering, my personal favorite part in the Leon film is where Gary Oldman takes drugs.
Tight shit. Pop that perk. Oh, nah, he's on Fent. Nah. That's not a perk. Don't do that. Yeah, that nigga's on Fent.
10 out of 10 scene. And the other joke, which is a lot less incriminating but still disgusting, was having sex with his girlfriend, and he wanted to speed it up because apparently she started crying about her dead nan. I'm sorry, Americans watching. We say nan over here, like we say mum.
Okay,
with the
okay. That's funny. That's funny. All right, niggas. Imagine you fucking your girl and she starts crying about her dead. What's the nun?
U in it instead of the letter O. Idiots. Also, even more earth-shattering news dropped.
What the fuck is a nan? And she starts crying about her dad, Nana, or aunt, bro. That's
Remember when
funny.
I introduced Bobby by talking about the Down syndrome joke? Apparently that was just another joke he made up completely for attention. Shocking that comedians can actually lie about their material. Surely someone will stop them. Again, like, I'm not calling out Bobby for like making up jokes, but because again, I think the worst thing in comedy is people stealing other jokes.
You
But I don't
gotta
think
make
anyone
up
is
some
stealing
jokes
Bobby's material,
if your life
especially
is
with
boring.
Jesus, I can't even repeat half of it. Now, everyone can change. Everyone can learn. Everyone can grow. I truly believe that. If Bobby stopped this whole bit, like after Impulsive, the grabbing and the smelling of the junk and stuff, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be making this video. But Bobby, even though the producers covered for him and deleted a lot of the footage, he still didn't learn his lesson. Remember that Bad Friends podcast I talked about earlier that he's a host on? He actually had a guest on there, Bobby Althoff. Now, I've talked about her before. I've talked about how everyone seems to think that she's an industry plant because she blew up basically.
Bobby Althoff is some good milk. That's my TED talk. That's my TED talk. Some good milk. That's my TED talk.
Out of nowhere,
I'll happily be the dad that stepped in. That's my TED talk. That is my TED talk.
Started off on TikTok making a bunch of, haha, I'm pregnant, and that is relatable. That is relatable on TikTok. I mean, it's not relatable in the gaming space. One of the biggest games that ever flopped that came out was Amnesia Rebirth because you played as a pregnant woman. On TikTok, where there's women and wine mums, I'm sure it's relatable. Anywhere else, not really. So a lot of people started to think, why are you now doing podcasts with Drake, Bobby?
Bobby says she will suck a guy with autism dick for candy. I got autism. I got autism.
When people started to question it, the podcast was quickly removed, leading people to even believe at some points that basically like they made the podcast so Drake could pipe her, and that was it. Like then the podcast was deleted. Drake's lawyers, if you want to contact me and send me a cease and desist, you want to take me to court, my entire claim is
Bobby Althoff got divorced from her husband, and suddenly she's taking BBC up in every orifice in her body. I feel bad for him. I actually feel bad for her husband, bro. She's taking BBC like a champ from what I heard.
A thread I found on Twitter from a guy with 7 follows. But Bobby Althoff was a guest on the podcast with...
Bro, it's because I was supposed to start stream at 3, but I was making a thumbnail for something.
Bobby Lee, and it was just so awkward.
I would love to see your feet.
Thank you.
Jiminy crickets.
Jiminy crickets, I fucked up.
Why would you say that out loud?
I was looking at her boots right now. I go, like the boots, but I'm like, what's underneath it? And I go, probably nice feet.
How big are your feet?
Why?
What size shoe do you wear?
Yeah, that's not...
Why?
A 6?
Yeah.
I don't think she's playing a character in that area. Yeah, she's scared. She is most definitely scared. These two, the ginger, the red hair, and the Asian are scaring her, bro. This is why you can't put two minorities in a room together. You're going to scare people away.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to preface and say Bobby Althoff's entire gimmick is basically her just being, you know, deadpan and unimpressed. There's another comedian in the UK that does the exact same thing, Amelia de Moldenberg. She does a show called Chicken Shop Day, and it's pretty much just sat there being, you know, very awkward. And Lamau, this is cringe. Why aren't you laughing?
Can you cook?
No.
I like her content.
No problem. I can do other things. I can make a dragon with my hands like that. Let's see that.
Yeah, Shotty threw up a crazy ass gang sign right there. Yep. She stormed up neighborhood 10s. She's throwing up neighborhood 10s right there. Y'all see it, right? She's throwing up neighborhood 10s right there. Y'all see it though.
It's a dragon.
What set she rapping? Yo, nah. She's throwing up neighborhood 10s,
That's
bro.
not the point I'm making. Bobby Althoff, she's meant to be unimpressed. She's meant to set up, you know, a shield. Like, if you throw anything at her, she's just gonna be like, yeah, and... But even she was a little bit fazed by the stuff that Bobby Lee was saying to her. You know, Bobby starts saying that, you know, he would love to see her feet, you know, this kind of cringe humor to get under her skin. And then the other host, Andrew Santino, even starts joining in, asking about her shoe size. I mean, I get it. You know, each their own. I'm never allowed to judge kinks again in my life. I totally understand that. But even then, to make...
Nah. The only kink that we should shame is liking feet. You weird ass nigga. You weird ass nigga, bro. So you're like this is the knowledge that I think about feet niggas, bro. So you're telling me if she walks right in what's that one area in so you're telling me if she walked in Skid Row or downtown Philadelphia and she got all those needles sticking out, blood pouring, feet pussing, inflamed, you'll still suck her toes? Nah. We gotta shame you. You need to be punished.
Feel uncomfortable? Wow, you did something really bad there. Now, if they did that bit once, like, okay, fair enough. I mean, whatever. Like, it's not really that bad. But they literally did that bit and they beat it into the ground. Like I'm not sure whether I'm talking about like Bobby being harassed here or just how unfunny this bit is. I'm not sure what's worse. And then Bobby Lee gets down on the ground and basically begs Bobby Althoff, please don't leave. Please don't leave. We need the content.
I'm texting Luke.
Oh, don't text Luke.
Who's Luke?
Her manager.
Why, like, I cut this out?
Yeah.
No, please. No, no. No, listen, Bobby.
Begging.
Yeah.
Bobby,
Begging.
Please don't leave.
Yo, she's recording.
That, you know, I mean, this was an uncomfortable situation. I really apologize. I worship you. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here.
You got a good arch.
I think I really do need to point out, because Bobby Lee looks great for his age. The guy is not in his 30s. He's 52. He is 50.
Asians don't age, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
He's old. And Bobby Althoff is 26. She's a year younger than me. So it's a little bit weird.
Bobby Althoff's 26?
Bobby Lee is still one of the most successful podcasters. Now, I didn't make this video as like, oh, we need to cancel Bobby Lee. We need to do platforming. We need to end his career. It's just pretty obvious that he has like the pattern of behavior of just being very, cringe. Bro. His entire humor is basically just based around being very sexual with people he has.
Not
and I think I'm allowed to say that it is pretty weird to watch, especially because the guy is like so old. He could basically be my dad.
He's 52.
Oh God, did I just say that? Oh Jesus. Now,
bro, he's the same age as my mom.
To, you know, George.
He's the same.
And Logan, like Mike Milak said, the situation is very complicated.
He's the same age as my mom.
A lot of these issues really do come down to prioritizing and platforming the wrong people, and also money, because we all love money.
Money makes the world go round.
Why would Impaulsive prioritize Bobby's image over George? Oh yeah, because Bobby is way more famous, has way more money, way more connections, and you'd rather be on Bobby's good side than who's this George guy? It says he's Christian, bro. Oh, it's cringe. He probably says stop when you swear in public. That sucks. And I do understand the methods to madness. I know that podcast episodes, you want that React Andy clip, you want that clip that everyone starts sharing, and all the people that, you know, do these videos be like, how I make 20k a month as a TikTok clipper. You know, it's part of the ecosystem. It's all about clipping and content farming, because content now is moving to more and more short form content. I've said this a million times. The biggest streamers that have blown up, you know, I Show Speed, Jinxie, Queso, they didn't blow up from Twitch, Fuck no. They blew up from people clipping their stuff and putting it on TikTok, and then people go, "Ooh, who is this?" I think overall the worst thing about this situation is the fact that Logan kind of, you know, put the priority of Bobby over his friend George, because again, he saw Bobby as a bigger safety net, a bigger way to make contacts. But unfortunately, you know, when you're that big and you're in that, you know, that kind of like streamer culture LA scene, even though I know he doesn't live in LA because taxes were too high, he actually moved to a different country, which by doing so, by the way, I'm basically paying no taxes, inflating the economy more than one of my commissions. I just think your friend should come first and stop.
Wait, he moved to a different country?
Women's shoe sizes. It's kind of cringe.
That was a W fucking video. Now let's reinstall Riot Launcher. Ooh. Ooh. All right, watch time.